guys. Just let me know when you'd like to progress, please.
Okay. And unfortunately, I'm in the lounge at the airport. I had to take a rush trip here, so hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well.
Yeah, someone's got a dog barking in the background. Let me just, that's not you if you're at the airport. So let me go in and mute other folks here.
No, that's definitely me.
Oh, that is, okay.
Yeah. So anyways, listen, warm welcome from Tampa. I flew first thing this morning from our headquarters in Boston to Tampa, and that's because of how active this business is. But I do apologize for the inconvenience. It's one of those trips I just had to make. But I am excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to the discussion. So we can go to the next. Slide. So let me give you a quick overview of Largo. If you don't know who Largo is, we're one of the largest suppliers of high purity vanadium. You can go to the next slide and get right to the meat of it. We're one of the largest suppliers of high purity vanadium, and we have headquarters in Toronto and Brazil. Our mining facilities are in Brazil. And about I would say the end of last year, the company saw the vision that it's one of its biggest customers for vanadium will be the energy industry. So after due diligence, it decided to get into the energy business and acquired one of the leading edge vanadium redox flow battery technologies, what used to be called Vanitec. So now we have fully launched our energy business. You can go to the next slide, please. So Largo has been around a long time. Been around since 2007. Very large company, 400 people, traded on both the Canadian and stock exchange and Nasdaq. The mining facilities in Brazil, our corporate headquarters in Toronto, and our energy business is in Boston. Next slide, please. So the energy business, like I said, Vanitec really has been developing that technology for quite a long time, since 2005, with 3 successful deployments in commercial applications. We have over 200 years of energy industry experience, aggregate. And the unique thing about what our solution is really not just the technology, but we can provide the full EPC. We do joint development with many of our utility partners, and we provide a long-term service agreement for the life of the facility. Our manufacturing that's currently under construction is going to be in Boston, where we'll make the stacks for the flow batteries, as well as our electrolyte manufacturing facility. Next slide. So let me just give you a quick overview of how we see the market. This is just the US, which is the most active market, but we do see a lot of activity in Europe, Australia, and Africa. But right now, if you look at the market, because of legislation, because of fossil retirements, really the market is almost like a horseshoe. We see very, very active in the West Coast area, California, the Desert West. We see a lot of activity in ERCOT. The Southeast, which I'm at today, is deploying a lot of solar. So we see a lot of demand for energy storage. And then the Northeast area, where we see it primarily for the purpose of transmission. Next slide. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I think we all know. For some reason, I'm not able to. Let me get rid of that. Okay. We all know the purpose of long duration storage. We have a grid that is continuing to deploy renewables. Renewables are becoming the baseload generation, especially for the US. And as you get more renewables, the volatility increases, and the need for longer duration, 8-hour plus of storage is what's needed to maintain system stability. And and it creates a lot of advantages, as many of the panelists have already talked about. We can go to the next slide, please. So for long duration storage, really our competition has typically been the conventional energy storage, which is lithium ion battery. And if you look at that bottom quadrant, you can see that the capex for vanadium flow battery, which is the green line, actually beats out lithium ion past 6 hours. There's other good technologies, pumped hydro, compressed air, but they require specific geology for compressed air. The efficiencies just are not competitive. But our efficiencies are very high. Flow batteries are high, but the costs continue to go down as the duration increases. Next slide. So this is just a little comparison of flow batteries versus the conventional, and you can see the advantages. Obviously, we all know it's safer. There's no fire risk with flow batteries. On an LCOS basis, beyond 8 hours, it beats out the conventional technology. Deep life cycle, there's no degradation with flow batteries, so 25, 30-year life is not a problem, and we guarantee the 25-year life on our projects. Round trip efficiency favors the conventional, but it's pretty close. So when you look at things from an LCOS basis, that incremental difference really doesn't move the needle. It still favors the vanadium flow, the flow batteries, and the energy density does slightly favor the conventional, meaning that you can get more energy in a smaller footprint. But our technology, because of our power density, our specific power density technology, we're actually pretty close to the energy density of a lithium ion battery. Next slide. So I probably repeated myself a few times. In my experience, there is really at the 8 hours and above, there is no better investment in long duration storage than the flow batteries, because of all the things that I just mentioned. In the past, the reason why vanadium flow batteries just did not get deployed as much is because of the cost. And I think that's something at Largo we've helped to solve because of the fact that we supply the vanadium, so we're able to provide we're able to provide cost and supply certainty and continue to drive our costs down. The flexibility of the system is very high. This is fast responding technology that can serve capacity, energy shift, transmission, congestion problems, and deferrals. And it can provide frequency regulation and qualify for all the ancillary services. And as I mentioned, safe, low cost, high energy density, easy to deploy. This technology isn't discriminate to the type of site that there is. So easy to deploy. We can build one of our technologies in 12 to 18 months. And I think that the biggest advantage is that it just does not degrade. Next. Next slide. So our deployment approach is real simple. We really want to try to control everything in-house. So the fact that we supply the vanadium, the fact that we manufacture our own flow batteries, really gives us a strategic advantage and allows us to continue to drive costs down for future applications. We also do the full EPC. and as well as the aftermarket support, the O&M support. Next slide. That's all I had. I really opened it up to questions, but again, I apologize for having to go at a fast pace here. But anyway, any questions?
No worries. Thank you. Yeah, we got a couple of in the Q&A. We're gonna move to Greg real quick if we can, then we'll open up the questions and answer generally. Is that okay? Salvatore, do you need to run?
No. I'll stay. I'll just put it on mute. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.